Hola, bienvenidos. Welcome to the Third World Daily Show with Estevao Duarte Rubinho, your favorite person who's trapped in the third world doing the news in the most third world way. Yes. Anyway, today in the news, apparently the U.S. finally did something right for once, apparently in the Middle East. I must repeat that because that's new. The U.S. did something right. They killed a top ISIS commander in a Syria raid. Apparently, we have boots on the ground, minimally, from the developed world in the third world. That is Syria, which is beyond more fucked up than the average part of the third world. Yay, Barack Obama did something right, other than I guess LGBT rights and violating the U.S. Constitution. Got to do the drinky to do the third world news because it's hot. I'm too tired and not paid enough for this shit. Anyway, also, I don't know. Shit only happens in the Middle East. Nothing else happens in the rest of the third fucking world. Anyway, Morsi was sentenced to death today in Egypt. I don't know why the hell the Egyptian government thinks that's a very good idea to execute the opposition leader. That usually just leads to more pissed off people revolting in the square. This is just happening like every other fucking third world country that always does this. So there's just going to be a back and forth. They're going to have to shoot a bunch of people. The Western world will get pissed because they don't have to deal with that problem. This is the one thing the developed world doesn't understand. Which is why tomorrow I'm going to do my segment in Spanish, because apparently people in the third world are the only people that understand third world problems, because all you fucking fat asses in the first world have nothing better to do than to get fat and give a shit about what Miley Cyrus is doing for her, crap, whatever her naked ass pics are, or, Justin Bieber getting, railed by, some Baldwin that no one else has ever heard of. At least in the third world I've never heard of, some woman, Baldwin. Fucking Baldwins. Jesus. At least the Canadians killed him in South Park. Anyway, Morsi gonna die. No more Muslim Brotherhood. Turks and Iranians are gonna be pissed. But, some parts of the world need forced secularization. Otherwise, the religious radicals rise up and start doing insanely stupid crap. If only they did this in America. Sorry, I didn't say that aloud. That was, no, not regretting that. Fucking conservatives shouldn't die. Anyway, what else happened? Oh, they're gonna give that guy for the Boston Marathon bombing the death sentence, even though the federal government of the United States has something going on with how they can't give death sentences. I'm sorry, but the U.S. is a developed country where they shouldn't be able to hand down, in the third world, this would be something like they would offer a death sentence, but then they can't do it because they don't have the chemicals to do it. Same exact problem in the U.S. right now. It's when did this part of the world become the third world? Fuckers. And then, also, a audio recording has recently happened from Saddam Hussein's deputy, who apparently is still alive, even though the U.S. has taken credit for killing him about a month or two ago. So now we have a problem. Also, what happened recently is that some guy's going around saying that Pakistan was holding Osama bin Laden captive, and then the U.S. demanded that they should just come and kill him. I guess boost Barack Obama's approval ratings before the election, or whatever the fuck that happened. Anyway, the U.S. keeps claiming that they keep killing people, and then, evidence keeps appearing that it's not really the story that it was. So, whether Barack Obama's approval ratings are so fucking low that he has to lie about everything, which, most presidents have done this over time. He's just getting caught, and I think, Nixon, Watergate, well, at least he's not sitting on Vietnam, or he wasn't George W. Bush, but still, he's pretty low there. Awkward. But, no one cares about B.B. King in the third world. Anyway, an interesting news tidbit story that has been popping up all over the fucking news in like 4 different languages. I mean, I guess it's good news. No one ever reports the fucking good news. But there's a professor, I guess, I don't know. In Israel, all the fucking universities share like professors. Because like, if it's someone at Tel Aviv University, it's like Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and they just have like this consortium sharing thing. But there's this professor that's being like severely harassed by the media for taking some screaming child in his classroom and like carrying it in class and calming it down. Because apparently, when you're a grandpa, you have better skills with children than parents. Yeah. Some random stranger can grab your kid and calm it down before you do. You must have been a really shitty parent. I'm sorry. But at least your professor cares about your learning, so you will actually go about learning rather than like letting your kid scream in class. If only the child whisperer could do something about those fucking dogs down the street that bark nonstop. Third world problems. But I don't get why the whole world is so fascinated about some old guy that can like handle kids very well. I mean, most old people are actually decent with children, whether they're like handing them money to piss off their children because their because they spoil the grandkids. They're raping the grandkids. They're that's a pretty terrible joke. As I get a mid interruption of a smiley face. No one watches the live feed. What the hell? And then, well, at least this professor has made good news, other than being severely harassed by international media, which I wish happened to me, but I'm not nearly offensive enough or professional enough in a first world setting to get harassed by the news. Other news report. That's annoying. Now they can do a simple fingerprint test to detect if you're using cocaine. I don't know why you would need to do a fingerprint test to be able to tell if you're using cocaine. I just imagine like, well, the average person that uses cocaine will go like, and then they be shaking around like this, and like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then they'll be all hyperactive and shit like this for like 20 minutes, and then they'll like come down, and then like take a nap. I don't know, eat Cheetos or Doritos. I don't know if the marijuana shit happens with like cocaine. I'm not Colombian. Sorry, I'm not Colombian. I don't know how this works. But I would think systematic use of cocaine, you'd be able to pick out without like a fucking fingerprint test. Let alone, shit. I'm getting too old to do that. What the hell do they put in the food? I used to have so much more energy. Now I can barely do that. What else has happened in the world? The problem when you do the news every day is not much happens in the world all the time. Believe it or not, the world is just not that exciting right now. Yeah, and I don't know, I can run through the news in like 10 minutes. Anyway, most news figures will pick up some type of social issue to talk about at this point, or bring on in person to interview. Problem is, people I'd interview in this country fucking suck. Well, sorry if only you people watch this, but none of you are, well, I'm not that funny either, or interesting, but some of you people are just not. I'm sorry. That's why I drink a lot, is because you people are boring as shit. Just kidding. Some of you are actually funny. You just have to be drunk to be entertaining. But something interesting is Iran is wanting to protect minorities in the region or prevent oppression or some type of they're clearly lying, because it's like, we want to be able to protect minorities under our own oppression in the Middle East because we hate everybody else and we need monies because of the fucking international sanctions. Death to America, death to Israel. Even I don't know what the fuck Israel does to them. They actually are more helpful because they're buying all this technology that uses Israeli crap in it. Sadly, they do not want to admit that, and now I probably have a fat twat on my head, and I'll get like shot in the street in the next 3 days. Thank God. It's like, please kill me. I don't want to have to get a real job. This third world news shit just barely gets me welfare subsidies. Because third world, gotta love third world. But anyway, a severe issue in the third world is U.S. hegemony. Because those fuckers with their corn subsidies are like, they rob all the farmers in the developed world of doing their fucking job much cheaper than the U.S. because the U.S. government just throws money at all these fucking farmers in the Midwest. So I don't know, they can like smoke weed or make moonshine or not actually farm, because you'd think by the massive amounts of quantity of corn that they can harvest, like genetically modified and disgusting and that advanced technology and shit, they should be able to bring in heap loads of fucking corn cheap, because quantity is like astronomical, demand is normal. I mean, shit, outside of the U.S., who the fuck eats corn syrup? Like piss poor people in the Hispanic world, not the rest of the world, uses that much corn. Well, the U.S. apparently has enough corn to make fucking fuel out of it. Most inefficient way to make fuel. Might as well just grow sugar. Oh wait, no, you gotta make your own crappy corn syrup, which is gonna give like people cancer and make your country fat, so you can have interest groups trying to make money off making people lose weight, or like grossly exacerbate the amount of money you spend on healthcare to make fat people at least seem remotely healthy. I don't know how the U.S. accomplishes that. There's some type of like godly intervention, and that like most fat people in the U.S. don't die before 40. Granted, half of them do, but like the fact that most could maybe kick it till 60, 70 tops, that's just incredible. Fat person in the third world, you don't see them above the age of 50 because they've already died. No idea how the U.S. does it, other than spending like $400,000 a year to like, I don't know, give someone a triple bypass, suck out 400 pounds of fat. And then what do they do with all that fat from liposuction? I mean, shit, they could feed like half of Africa just off of like liposuction fat. I don't know, like chemically alter it and turn it into something like a Twinkie or a ho-ho. I'm sure they have the technology for that. Anyway, that is my rant from the third world. I am Esteban Duarte Rubino, and good night, world, whether you're third world or developed world, whoever actually listens to this shit. Tomorrow I will do this in Spanish, because I feel like my viewer ranking will go from 4 to maybe 12 people if I'm lucky. Good night, everybody. Buenas noches.